The original Little Nightmares 3 was very different. The game was toned down to fit the teen rating, monsters and locations were either cut down or removed entirely, even the plot of the game was different. This is why the original Little Nightmares 3 was even more terrifying than the final game. Lo awakes from a nightmare of a mirror. In early trailers, it was cracked, leaking dark smoke, as if something's trying to escape through it. This is in stark contrast to the inviting glow in the final game, suggesting that the mirrors played a larger, more ominous role, as the dark cloud threatens to suffocate us. Lo cannot bear to be alone. This burning desire manifests as an imaginary friend, made real by this nightmare realm, who comforts him as he tries to escape the nowhere. But early trailers tell a more lonely story. Lo begins his journey on his own, and we see him meeting Alone for the first time. Therefore, Alone wasn't just a figment of his imagination, as she already existed in the world. Our duo make their way through a darker necropolis, and traverse a platform puzzle cut from the game. This is where they encounter the first cut monster, a colossal creeping caterpillar that would have accompanied the bloodthirsty beetles that attempt to thwart us. Since Alone is real in this version, their friendship wasn't just a projection of Lo's loneliness. It was a deep bond, which strengthened with every step they took. Will Alone survive in this version? Monster Baby was initially going to be more zombie-like, as concept art depicts her with white soulless eyes and a spine arched back, as if possessed by an unknown force. She was adapted from concept art for Little Nightmares 2, a gigantic flesh baby wreaking havoc on the Pale City. While Monster Baby survives in the final game, concept art illustrates her colossal corpse laying dormant in the city. This hints at a violent end for this character, where Lo and Alone take her down for good. This was likely changed to fit the game's PEGI 16 rating, as having a depiction of a baby, however monstrous, dying in a gruesome way may have posed an issue. I contacted the art director of Little Nightmares 3. He stated that they have loads of concepts that didn't make it into the art book, but he couldn't share anything. My heart sank. I was about to scrap the video, but then I remembered that before he replied, I also contacted one of the concept artists for the game. So I checked my emails, and sure enough, she responded. Pre-alpha gameplay shows that the mirrors only became activated when Lo touches them, whereas the mirrors in the final game show glimpses into the next location before Lo even gets close. This change suggests that the mirrors themselves are special in the final game, and Lo is simply tapping into that power. The original narrative attributed a greater significance to Lo's ability, suggesting that his mirror powers was a mystery that would have been paid off later. The original Candy Factory was very different. Early concept art reveals that the supervisor would have had inky black eyes and graying hair, as if she's been tormenting her workers for centuries. This jump scare shows the supervisor breaking through the floor beneath our feet, snatching us as we climb frantically. Shaken by these events, Lo pushes on. The original factory workers were more whimsical and saw more variation in design, with concept art depicting hordes of them in all shapes and sizes. This would evoke a constant sense of chaos and panic, as every corner of the factory is home to a new threat. This was likely scaled down to preserve that eerie isolation. The concepts of these workers look more childlike, yet to grow into the grotesque creatures that fester in the facility. Terror-struck by this sight, our duo run as fast as their legs can take them, with the supervisor right on their tail. They run past a herd drowning in hot candy, but there's nothing they can do for him now. And just when the kiss of death inched ever closer, Lo and Alone trap her in her own machine. Her bones bend and crack as a fountain of blood and tears spill out onto the floor. Once again, friendship prevails, and Lo uses a mirror to ascend from this wretched place. Concepts revealed that the mirrors would have become more distorted throughout the game, from clean reflections into warped, almost living shapes, like the world itself was warning us what's inside them. All of this circles back to the final mirror, the one early trailers depicted breathing smoke, as if it wasn't just a doorway, but something alive, waiting just out of sight. Concept art provides an exterior shot of the carnival that is only partially shown in the game, showcasing the sheer scale of the Kin's domain and the true extent of his insidious influence. The Kin's residence also contained a room full of broken mirrors. The lady did the same out of vanity, but why would the Kin, a monster with no eyes, brutally smash his own mirrors? Something doesn't add up. The carnival would have featured the Morse guests, as opposed to the herd, and the museum was initially going to be more expansive. This included the Shadow Theater, silhouettes of gnomes acting the hypnotist manipulations. This is accompanied by a humanoid rat with his neck snapped in a mousetrap. The Kin's original design remains largely the same, but Kin Jr. was going to be more spider-like, with his long slender arms stretching out to get us. This was likely changed so that he'd more closely resemble the painting in the moor that illustrates this monster. The original puppets were much larger and more imposing, with one depicting a puppet who tears off the strings controlling him. Could this be an act of defiance against the Kin? Lo and Alone make their escape, leaving Kin and Kin Jr. in a burning haze of fury. In the game's original envisioning, the Institute was going to primarily take place in the waking world. This implies that Lone Alone finally made it to the real world, together, but this wasn't the end of their perils. The art book is devoid of the heavily rumored Mirror Man, a monster from the comics who pulls children into the mirror dimension. This is bizarre because leaked concepts of the original cover art showcase the silhouette of a man in a mirror who looks nothing like the antagonist in the final game. Lowe's abilities also coincide with that of this monster, as both are able to teleport to new locations using mirrors. Every Little Nightmares game opens with a dream that directly foreshadows the main villain, so why break that trend and show a mirror instead of something that ties directly into the game's actual antagonist? I needed answers. I contacted one of the concept artists who did extensive work on the game. When asked about the mirror dimension, she replied she couldn't discuss anything like that due to NDA. From Supermassive's refusal to comment, to the opening dream sequence, to the leaked cover art, was Mirror Man the original antagonist of Little Nightmares 3?